It'll be like that. What's up? What's up? What's up? Gelato number 3 coming at you. Yo, it's Puerto, Vino, Romo, and we're about to drop some knowledge, hopefully, or at least shoot out some positive vibes.
Yeah, make you think a little bit.
Yeah.
Make you laugh.
So did y'all hear about that coronavirus thing?
Yeah, the Wuhan flu.
Well, yeah. You know anything about it?
I call it the Wuhan because that's where it originated. But from what I've read, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like it started in Wuhan. And then because some people start flying and shit, it started spreading to other places, and we had our first reported case here in the United States last week. And then apparently, according to Romo, when did we have the one here in Texas?
Was it about this week?
Yeah, this week.
This is recent week?
Yeah, here in Texas. Yeah, I'm like, oh, hell no, bro.
We also remember we had Ebola? There's a dude with Ebola here? Or a lady?
Yeah, remember the story about her, quote unquote, was that she had gone to the hospital and just walked out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, it's obviously some.
And you know what's weird about that? It's from China. This is the Chinese New Year, yesterday or the day before that?
It's today or tomorrow, I think.
Okay, the lunar, because they go with the lunar.
The lunar year. Yeah, the lunar year. It's the year of the rat. And one of my wife's co-workers is Asian, and she celebrates the Chinese New Year. And when Cynthia asked her what's the animal, what year is it? She goes, it's the year of the rat. And she goes like, ugh, like it's not like, I don't know, maybe the year of the rat has bad vibes to it. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe she just doesn't like somebody who's a rat.
It could be true.
Mine is a snake, I think.
I am too, right? If we're the same age.
From 89, 89 is a snake. Yeah. So and you're Aquarius? No, you're the one right after, right?
I'm an Aries.
It's my birthday's coming. It's about to be Aquarius season. Man.
What am I?
Let's find out. What do you think you are, Romo?
You're
what animal do you see yourself as?
A tiger.
What year were you born?
I was born in 95.
You see yourself as a tiger, but your spirit animal is a lion?
Yeah.
What?
So you're a liger.
I mean, I'm gonna be surprised.
Them hoes is crazy.
My phone is weak. Try on yours, man.
I can. I'm recording on mine.
Oh, huh?
Who's the other Android? Oh, you have an iPhone.
I have an Android.
I know. I'm talking about Vino.
When's your birthday, Romo?
95.
August.
Just say type in Chinese New Year in 1995.
Man, it's taking too long. You got a computer right there.
But it's not Wi-Fi.
This is what happens when you get two 30-year-olds.
Yeah.
They're trying to. Oh, I'm not even connected to the GPS.
No.
So I'll pass it to you.
So what is it?
It's loading. I guess.
Monkey.
A sheep.
Okay.
I don't know.
Is that supposed to mean something?
Nah, nigga. Fluffy, soft, punk ass. Nah, just kidding. 1995 Chinese. A pig.
That makes sense. I was a glutton when I was born.
Pig.
Well, you know what?
He's a glutton now. This boy, he's like a pig now.
Man, I can't even deny that. At least I work out now. I burn it off.
Now you're a warhog, a gangster pig.
There you go.
You got more hair and the tusk and shit. You fuck a nigga up.
Feral. Yeah, like how the Romans were civilized and they shaved and were the pink pigs, and this fool's a goth, a warrior. He's a barbarian, a savage compared to them. They called them savage just because they didn't cut their hair. They wore it long. They have beards. They didn't shave it because they wore trousers. They wore pants. Romans like to wear them little robes. You know what I'm saying? The little sissy robes. They used
if it was like Ronald Reagan back then, he would have called them hippies or something.
Oh yeah.
Because they had long
That's
hair.
probably they get these names they use for them. All these like for example. They're not called the Gauls. The Gauls is a word they gave to them. You know what I'm saying? Barbarians, that's a word they invented. You know what I'm saying? Like they invented a lot of terms for these people just because
they didn't have the same ideas.
Exactly.
And
you know what I'm
ideology.
saying? Yeah. She's been the same. Need a soundboard.
Right.
Yeah.
Eric, cough, cough. Bam, bam. Yeah.
So did you hear about the supplies that they fucking found in Puerto Rico?
Oh yeah, kind of. Is it somebody's shack or some shit?
Nah, it was in a warehouse that they were just going through after the earthquake that hit. And apparently they found all the supplies that was sent over there for one of the hurricanes that hit just last year. Or was it 2017? It was one of the years.
So is this a Puerto Rican that's stocking that shit up?
Well,
Keep it away from
somebody.
his own people. That's some hoe shit, man.
It is.
But that's what happens though sometimes.
Hey,
you
but
so
there was
people.
So basically, Trump wasn't lying when he said he sent that shit.
He wasn't lying apparently. You know, there was a woman. I think it was an ambassador down there. Whoever was running shit down there. She was actually the one down there condemning Trump, saying, "No, you didn't send us any supplies. We're out here fending for ourselves and this shit and that."
She must have not known that somebody got it.
Man, she must have known, and she's probably the one who stashed it. That's my theory on it.
They got hooked her up.
I think she's the one.
They're probably flipping it in the streets for like double the price and shit.
Either way, the people were protesting outside of the governor's house out there, and they put a guillotine out there.
Let me try it.
That's how much change they want in the government. And the guillotine, if for people who don't know, the guillotine basically represents, you know, they want complete change of the government. You know, it's like the French Revolution type.
Oh man.
It's either the guy who runs it leaves, or it's off with their head. It's revolution. That's basically what it means.
Yeah, we took a class on the French Revolution and how Napoleon came to power, and yeah, man, that guillotine to France, it strikes up PTSD memories in them, bro. Like, yeah, like the era in during the French Revolution where they were guillotining motherfuckers left and right, they call that the terror. That's what they call it. You know what I'm saying? If you look in the history books, they call that the era of the terror over there. You know?
I feel like that's a more humane way to die though.
Guillotine?
When they cut off your head?
Yeah. You'd rather have your head cut off than...
Well, you're still alive a little bit afterwards, right? Like you still see it.
I wouldn't know.
I don't think anybody can tell anybody.
I've yet to see a guillotine execution.
People would think there's like...
That's better than a hanging.
It was a few hundred.
You had to pick, I guess.
I guess. But some people would think it was only a few hundred that got guillotined. It was a couple thousand that got guillotined. In this, what is it, like a span of 4 years that this went on? After the king and queen got guillotined, everybody was just
like here's the thing.
Everybody's equal.
The French Revolution was fueled by the American Revolution. They got inspired by us, right? But here's the thing: over here in America, the people who were revolutionizing kept the goal in mind. You know, they kept they weren't selfish. These our founding fathers, quote unquote, came together for one purpose. You know what I mean? Over there in France, it wasn't like that, bro. When revolution time came, a lot of schemers saw openings. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of individuals used the revolution to push a fake agenda or to push a bullshit agenda. You know what I mean? And in that, the real agenda got lost. You know what I'm saying? And everyone turned on each other. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty. It's pretty. I mean. Like I said during the class we took, you know, you hear about it, you hear all the details. Pretty sad, and that's pretty sad because, you know, it started off with the good message, you know, that yeah, man, the people deserve to have a say in how the country is run. You know what I'm saying? Each and every man should be considered equal, no matter what his color, this and that. You know what I mean? You know.
So this was Napoleon?
Nah, this was the French Revolution.
10 years before Napoleon.
Because the French Revolution started, and then so slowly after that, Napoleon came into power.
Amidst the chaos, amidst the lack of power, like a vacuum.
Yeah, basically, you know what I'm saying? Because in my theory, after having gone through the lecture, is that he was just put in power by people with money. Because one of the first things they sent him, he quote unquote decided to do when he took power in France is I'm gonna go to Egypt and raid their shit. I don't think that was his own decision. I think he was
somebody told him.
Yeah, I think he was funded by some big money people. You know what I'm saying?
It's weird how so many I think Aryan type races have such a fascination with Egyptian culture, but it's so similar to how white people have a fascination with African culture. Like Cleopatra, she was like Greek or some shit, and she wanted to be Egyptian. She pretended, she played dress up.
Well, you see, you know, there's evidence that in those tombs in the Egyptian, you know, that those mummies when they did their DNA, they checked their DNA, and none of their DNA matches the people in Egypt right now. their DNA matched the people living in Britain. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And also these mummies, they had red hair, and some of them had blue eyes, and some of them had blonde hair. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's so it leads you to say that they were probably of Aryan originality. You know what I'm saying?
Because the Egyptians didn't last long in power, and I think after a while, Romans took them over.
Well, once they fell, basically Egypt became known as a Mameluke state, a slave state. They were run by nothing but slaves. Yeah, Rome gave all the orders. Everybody there was a slave. The king who quote unquote ran there was not just a king. He was just a puppet for Rome. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, when they took Egypt, they took Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Right. And they did not let go to this day. You know what I'm saying? To this day.
Do you think I heard that read that the pyramids are gold?
They used to be, yeah.
And what happened to the gold? Strips?
Well, depending on what you believe happened, because think about it, the area around Egypt that is now desert did not used to be desert.
Yeah,
it used to be a lush valleys, rivers, everything going. It was beautiful. It looked green as fuck, right? And then now it's a desert. And you asked me how do I think that the gold came off of the pyramids? I would say something very hot that came from outer space had to come in and cause this shit. Or
being born.
Some people theorize that the desert came to be like that because there was a nuclear war back in the day. Because the only way. Because here's the thing, in some of those pyramids they found green emeralds. You know what I'm saying? Green, and you can only get this color rock from an explosion so hot as a nuclear explosion. So, but that's also that could also mean that it was a comet. Like I said, that's my theory. It was a comet.
Right. That much power.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like I watched this thing where they went into the pyramids and there was not enough air in the tunnels to have a torch. So like they must have had some kind of electricity or something. When they look at the hieroglyphs, it looks like they had light bulbs.
Well, here's the thing. Think about this. Nikola Tesla?
Mm-hmm.
Is that his name, Nikola, right?
Yeah.
Nikola Tesla. Nikola.
I always say Nikola.
Nikola Tesla.
Yeah. Mr. Tesla, one of the greatest minds to ever grace this earth alone. The way his tower worked was this. He had his little tower built above a ground where there was water under that ground. You know what I'm saying? And he figured it out in such a way that that's how you could generate energy. That's what a pyramid is. A pyramid was this thing made of a certain material that was above an area. Because think about it, what always found below the ground? All the water. All the water is always below the couple floors down. That's what you need. That's how you need.
So they have wells and shit.
Yeah. That's how you need that to generate it. You know what I'm saying? To make it work. And what was the first thing they did when they basically tried to stamp out Tesla? They destroyed it. They went and burned down his tower because they knew what it was doing. That was the thing he was going to use to create free energy for the whole world. And they were like, "No, sirree, Bob." You know what I'm saying?
No, none of that.
Not on this planet.
Not on our watch.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, that's what that pyramid, and probably all the pyramids you see were, for the most part, that were created back then. Like some of the more recent, like they find pyramids and there were people buried in those. Those are the ones that didn't understand what the original pyramids were for. Because the original pyramids, in my opinion, my theory is that all pyramids were to generate energy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And it's like these people that were just fascinated with the
idea of it.
Let's do it like them.
These kings that came and were not about the people, were just about themselves. Like, I want to be buried in a tomb because that's what kings. No, it's not. It's not what they do though. It's not what they do. And that's what they don't understand. You know.
Well, why was King Tut wasn't he in the pyramid or some shit?
Yeah, well, King Tut was not one of those. Remember he doesn't have I don't think he has those Aryan features. So he came way after that. You know what I'm saying? Because the pyramids have been there way longer than anyone probably knows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The Sphinx too, like thousands of years before they thought it was actually
built.
Yeah.
It's funny too, bro. Like, for example, I feel like people can't accept that the two different cultures thought the same way. Like, for example, you mentioned the Sphinx. Over here, the Sphinx is in Egypt, right? That's what you see over there with their pyramids. In Mesoamerica, basically, Mexico, South America, Central America, when you see their pyramids and you go and see their little carvings that they have people and people bought human bodies, but their faces are like of a leopard or of a bird, and people are like, these must have been deities. They don't get it. These are sphinxes, but these are the sphinxes the Mesoamericans had. That think about it. For example, in Egypt, they use cats. All right. But over here they didn't. Over here in Mexico, those in Mesoamerica, they had other animals that they revered and respected. Just like in Egypt. Why? It's two different cultures. See, the same idea, but it's just all about where you're at. You know what I mean?
Not everybody likes cats.
Exactly.
So there's gonna be cultures probably back then. They're like, fuck those cats, but they sound like, they're so cool.
Yeah, but people just assume that because they were these savage warrior tribes that they had to be gods with these animal heads. Like, no, these are just their, and sphinxes were actually supposed to be like had what their meaning was for like a mystery. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be like coded almost. And obviously. That has nothing to do with something you pray to. It's something of your imagination.
Yeah, it's art.
Exactly. Right. Once again, because people can't. For example, I guess science or archaeology or whatever can't come to the conclusion that same idea in different parts of the world. But that's what you see. That's what you see. Like, for example, the swastika. The swastika might have an evil symbology now, and we refer to the Nazis that
that's fairly recent.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But before that, the swastika was widely used by a lot of ancient tribes and Native American tribes, tribes in
Asiatic.
Yes, Asian tribes. You know what I'm saying? The people in Tibet, the Buddhists in Tibet. You know what I'm saying? Basically, in Russia they used it. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, all these tribes all over the world use that symbol. You know what I'm saying? And it had nothing to do with what the Nazis turned it into.
Right.
Yeah, but you can't tell people that now, and they don't make no sense.
Because people have short-term memory when it comes to history. Yeah. And then if you try to explain it, they're like, that doesn't matter, I guess. It's like, no, it does, because they took it from somebody and they made it their own and they made it this evil thing, but that symbol's not always, because I know the guy who did this, he had my tattoos, in his shop, he had like a cool-ass clock from like, he's Asian, and it had the symbols, and I asked him about it. He said, most people think it's like Nazi, but he explained it and shit, and it was pretty cool. It's always good to know, like, the legitimate aspects of stuff.
Nigga.
It's just like I don't know, like the female body, the male body, like it can be used as evil in a way now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, to control, but it wasn't always seen like that. Like the breasts were probably not sexualized as much as they are now. Maybe at some point, but I think most people like for a while, like in the old times, nobody cared that a woman wasn't covered up with just breastfeeding, right? Because it's just, it's just feeding her baby. And after a certain point, it becomes so sexualized, and it's like, oh no, cover them titties up. Somebody might grab them, and you don't want them to grab them. It's like, nah, control yourself, man. What the fuck? But it's a weird.
That's how society's done. Society has not. It's over sexualized it, but it's also tried to censor it so much to the point where like motherfuckers don't know what to do. And now like with technology, it's literally in the palm of your hand. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I wasn't 12 years old and I didn't have that access to porn at 12 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, there's 4 and 5-year-olds that know shit right now.
Yeah, like my boy right here.
They do not need to know.
His nephew is 8 years old, and his nephew who has a phone, if he knew what websites to go to, could probably get on the porno. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he probably doesn't. And I've talked to my son about it, and I explained to him why. But the reason why, and I told him, is because several reasons. One of the reasons is that once he's actually old enough to he's mature enough physically and mentally to become involved with a woman like that. People who it's a new problem, but people who grew up watching porno and they're having like erectile functional disorder at the age of like 21 and shit. They can't do it with a real woman because they've been so mentally desensitized.
Yeah, man, you be seeing girls getting gangbanged by 10 dudes. You seen every kind of girl, every kind of pussy, every size, every race. This girl from your hometown that's just that regular, missionary pussy just ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
And most women aren't trying to do all this crazy shit that these porn stars are doing, so that'll fuck you up, you know?
Listen. You know what I'm saying? Like one thing that I would tell I tell my younger female family members is this: like, if a dude tries to say, "Hey man, like let's do this stuff in the porn," or "I want to do stuff in the porn," tell them this. I see that porn. I see one thing: your dick ain't his size. You know what I'm saying? So
you ain't built like that dude right there.
So I don't think I should be expected to perform like her if you can't perform like him.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
That's some real fucking shit.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just,
like, I'm not gonna be. She shouldn't be gagging and shit if this nigga can't flip her upside down and holding this shit like a real.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these dudes just need to chill out. That's not how sex works, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's a drug and it'll
see when you start having sex like that, you know, like you said, it's just about you, bro. You know, sex supposed to be
becomes very selfish when you start looking at it like that.
Sex is supposed to be an act between two people sharing emotion, not just one person taking all the pleasure and then I bust a nut, I'm done with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know that just sounds like very disrespectful to me, and
bro, it's very animalistic.
Yeah, you know, and I would expect a dude like that or a chick like that wouldn't get a second, you know, second opportunity. You know, like fuck that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I met some chick and you know we ended up fucking and she was like, oh, just like that, just selfish, like yeah, let me fucking ride your face, or you know what I'm saying, let me, you know what I'm saying, like, like basically like this, she wanted to make it into a porno, right? You know what I'm saying, do all this shit, and then I'd be like, you know what, man, I ain't like this shit, you know what I mean? It was all, it wasn't no give and take, you just thought you taking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's a problem. That's why in Japan there's so many people who aren't in relationships, and they're like losing the population, and men aren't. They're getting sex robots and
China's
shit.
the same way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and that.
Well, China, because they had to kill the babies. If you had a girl first, so now there's like way more men than there are women.
Yeah.
And so there's like men that take classes and shit that teaches you how to like talk to women.
Yeah, and that's not how it works. You see, look, because all these countries have done is they basically have a race of people that they turn to robots, you know?
Exactly.
And what do you, so when you take away anyone's ability to not be a robot, one of the things you take away is romance. You know, romance is not something you can program. You know, you can't program game into a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You can't program horniness into a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's mental.
And that's what they've done. They fuck with it, bro. You've made it so that these people, all they do is know how to work and listen to orders and be all about the country and this and that, but they don't know anything about communicating and socializing and you know being with one another, you know what I mean? So,
nature.
Yeah, you got what you wanted, people who run the country, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's karma. There's karma. Yeah, there's karma to that, bro.
There is karma. They'll get theirs. The people who constructed it this way, you know. And I'm not saying that because I do believe in the afterlife, and I do believe that the evil in the world will have to answer to God, to the Creator, at some point. And that's why it's good to not like, because I like knowing shit that's going on, but then not to like. And when I first got into it, like around 2011, 2012, I was like mad and stressed. I let all the information like whoa, like, and I took it all in way too fast.
And see that's the path of awakening, the whole woke. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a crash. Like you crash into it like Alice in Wonderland.
Like when you first do realize and understand that holy crap, you know, all these some of these conspiracies and are true, and like shit is not fair, like shit is fucked up. I understand, because I was the same way. My brother used to be mad. I hate my government, you know, fuck this, fuck anyone rich, you know, fuck the man, you know what I'm saying? Like I get it, I did that, you know what I'm saying? I went through that phase too, but then you realize with that mindset, I'm just adding to the problem. Because what's the whole problem is that there's people who don't care about the people. They just care about,
which is negative.
Yeah, they just care
selfish.
Or just taking other people's shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that. The mentality is that they want that is when you have that mentality of like fuck everyone and fuck the government, they've already gotten you, because they want their tactic is divide and conquer.
Yeah.
Because if we hang together as a crew, as a squad, as a team, as a nation, as a country, as a state, as a whatever the hell, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. What are they gonna do? You know, if we hang tough, you know what I mean? They couldn't, but they've done a good job of divide and conquer, you know. But the game is almost up. What the fuck was that?
door. We have very hollow walls.
It's like guessing for a second there. And you were just like...
I was like, yeah, I had to remember what it was at, because it's probably like feeding time for the outside.
Gotta get some sage up in here, bro.
Got a fucking poltergeist.
That was a trash can with very thin walls. Yeah, bro.
Oh yeah, you know this is the first phase. You know, yeah, you get pissed off and you say fuck everything and fuck the world and fuck the government and fuck the rich.
And I'm like I was to the point where it's like, man, I'm gonna, because I was rapping, so I was like, you know what? Well, I wanted to say, I did a few songs, bro, where I there was one song where I talked about flora. I talked about everything, like kind of like the K Rhino song where he
K Reno,
my fault.
Shout out.
Where he's talking about
one of the greatest lyricists to come out of Texas of all time.
Shit ever, bro, in the game. Like that song he made about the secret societies and all that shit.
He's been rapping since like 85 too, man.
That's before Scarface, right? The Ghetto Boys?
Yeah. Those
never sold out.
Those South Park Coalition dudes kept it real. Yeah, they kept it real forever. You know what I mean?
Shout out to South Park.
Yeah.
Houston.
Yeah.
Man.
Now,
Texas is so fucking cool.
But you know, talking about, you know, rappers like K Reno, you know, Immortal Technique, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was telling Romo, cause I'm putting Romo on Immortal Technique. I'm putting him on some of that game there. And one thing I told Romo is, look, at Immortal Technique, you can tell he is angry about how shit is. You know what I'm saying? He don't like it, but what did he decide to do? I'm so mad. I'm gonna go educate as many hood dudes as I can and let them know the real shit that's up. You know what I'm saying?
He never sold out either.
Hell no. You know what I'm saying?
He's still making money doing music.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He did his thing.
Possible,
you know,
man.
It's possible. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta not be just about yourself, because he's not all on TV. He's probably not have a bunch of highlights. He's probably not walking around iced out. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? His goal was not to do that. His goal was to
educate.
Was spread it, but speak a message and spread it as far as it could go, and he did that.
Because in the hood, bro, when people, every time I would have a conversation like coming up, where we talk about lyricism and shit, there would always be somebody say Immortal Technique, and then finally I listened to like was it Dancing with the Devil?
Yeah.
With the stories, like, damn, bro, that hoe was crazy, and he's got a few.
There's that other one about You Never Know, with that girl who had the STD. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
That song is deep as fuck.
I couldn't listen to him too much. I was like, damn, like, cause I'm very easily influenced by the music, like my emotions. Like I notice now, I realize it. Like if I start listening to something kind of dark, I'm like, oh shit, I need to listen to something happy.
Your society, your society, and that's why society is so down. You know, they got too used to watching all this dark shit. You know what I'm saying?
All that dark shit, bro. All that murder shit. Everybody's in love with all these murderers. Did you watch the Aaron Hernandez thing?
No, I did not.
Not that it's wrong to be gay. I just said because he's a motherfucker.
You know what is wrong though? Is shitting on the dead man's name, bro. The man died. Let it be. Let him R.I.P. You know what I'm saying?
Who did? Aaron Hernandez?
Yeah. You know,
what happened? What's the story? He killed somebody and then got killed in jail?
He suicided himself in prison.
Yeah, look, he suicided to give his family whatever was left of his contract, because if he was found guilty, the Patriots didn't have to pay him out the rest of his contract. But because he died in jail, he got acquitted because of it. There was no charges. Basically, they had to pay him the rest of his money. And they did.
That doesn't take away that motherfucker killed people.
No, it doesn't take away any of that. He was a piece of shit.
They're making money off of this story and shit. Like off of
I think it's just a petty way. I think it's just
He thinks the Patriots owner bankrolled that documentary. You know what I'm saying? Just to shit on his name, because like he just said, what did him killing himself do? It made it so that the money, those $19 million they were gonna take away from him, they had to give him to his family now.
And it would have cost more money in court to try to fight this than just to pay him.
Right.
So they just paid him out.
He went out on his sword. But he's a piece of shit.
He is.
He murdered people. Not cool.
Who are you murdering?
Just random dude.
He's been doing it.
Not like that. Like the dudes he knew, but man, he had to do it.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
They
got mad, right? You know what? I'm gonna kill this nigga.
Yeah, it seemed like the dude had anger issues.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. This big giant NFL guy, you can tell he's probably on the roids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's probably doing the drugs. You know what I'm saying? And probably doing all kinds of crazy shit. You know, he's probably taking the pills to rehab the pain from playing football.
Mixing shit.
Yeah, you know, this dude was all kinds of fucked up in the head, probably. You know what I'm saying?
People want to sit here and want to watch this. Maybe we need to make a documentary on how that 06 or 07 fucking national title team for Florida made it and won the national title with Tim Tebow and this fucker on the fucking team and a few other guys that were felons on that same Florida team.
They did do a third grade.
No, they didn't.
They didn't?
No.
Where you lost? What
Yeah.
you say? There was a team with like a bunch of felons and they won or something?
Yeah. In college football, in 1 year, there was a team that was like, it was led by Tim Tebow when he was actually.
And Urban Meyer.
The only time that Tim Tebow was good at football was in college. Now that's why he doesn't play football no more. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, yeah, it was a bunch of hood ass. Hernandez was on the fucking team. It was a bunch of hood ass dudes, but they did that season. They went all the way and won the big college football championship.
Won the national title.
Yeah.
And the greatest comeback ever. Oh god, it was awesome.
Saw it or some shit.
Nah, I watched replay of it. It was dope. But they'll talk about how, remember Tim Tebow is
It was Tim Tebow. I remember that name, but I don't know who.
He's a very religious football player, bro. Like he was
He's on that parade?
Yeah.
Right?
He did that little kneel and prayed. But what people tend to forget is he took a kneel. Like he was the first player to really take a knee in the national anthem because of abortion. Because he didn't agree with him.
And this Caucasian dude, right?
Yeah, he's white.
Tim Tebow.
Yeah, he's big as fuck.
Little Saxon. So he did it before Kaepernick.
Yeah. It's crazy how
he didn't get no Nike deal.
But yet nobody makes it a big ass deal when he did it. In fact, I think they called it noble when he did it.
Wonder why. Remember the Dixie Chicks? When they got canceled?
Yo, they kept it real,
They're like, man, we feel ashamed.
They kept it real.
They got canceled, bro.
Yeah, but see, and they were one of the first ones too, because you saw it, that they were the biggest thing ever. Every song was on the every channel, every music channel, on the radio. Yeah. They crossed over, not just from country to pop. They were huge, and then they spoke out against the war and against Bush. Bam! All of a sudden, it's like, they stopped.
That was like one of the first canceled people.
Yeah, it was.
Like, cancel culture.
Really more? This is it? Just wasting it now.
Should have saved it, bro.
Really should have.
Put it up.
Damn. Yeah, and then you start hearing about it like, it's pretty wild. You know what I mean?
That sucked. And then like Kathy Griffin, you remember when she had that little picture with the head of?
Yeah, bro. You know what? She was stupid. Because she was just trying to be quote unquote edgy, right? She was trying to hop on the whole.
She did too soon.
Yeah, she was trying to she was trying to jump on the whole everyone hates Donald Trump thing, right? You know what I'm saying? But
for her own benefit.
And she took it to the extreme. You know what I'm saying? And then afterwards, when it's like you took it too far, like that was stupid. You know what I'm saying? She tried to blame the photographer for it and other shit. Like, she couldn't even take the blame for it. Like, bitch, you was trying to.
She should have said, "I made a mistake."
You were trying to be funny and edgy, and get a bunch of likes, you know what I'm saying? And it backfired. That's what you get. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's trippy. Yeah, I went to a party, the birthday party today, and I was talking to two of my uncles who are both Marines. They're brothers. And one is a Republican and it's a Democrat.
Oh,
and they were both saying that all these politicians, like Obamacare. Obamacare was originally a Republican plan until Obama picked it up, called it Obamacare, and then Democrats wanted it.
And do you remember when it first came out, Obamacare, everyone hated it?
The website?
Everybody hated Obamacare. Like
the Republicans talk all this shit, but it was a Republican bill.
And then let me tell you what happened. And then under Trump, when they tried to bring it back, all of a sudden it's good. Like,
and that's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of politicians that'll say like one thing and then they'll say the exact opposite. Like just when it befits them. And it's crazy, bro.
And right now, they decided to freeze the decision, the whole, what we're gonna do with Obamacare. We're gonna hold on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just more shit to fuck with the people. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like. Cause like you know, it started off, everyone hated it, and now you're gonna make everyone try to love it. You know what I'm saying? And the people ate it up because right now during Trump, you can pop out something like with the name of Obamacare. Oh yeah, Obamacare, we like it again. No, you don't. You hated that shit when it first came out because they took all that shit out of your paycheck for no reason, son. You know what I'm saying? People were there.
They feel what a lot of times what the media tells them to feel.
And that's sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
Pardon moi. Shit, I was gonna say something. I forgot. Did you hear about that? That those soldiers that were in that base that Iran shot those missiles next to, and now they got like brain damage or something.
Man, 15 of them are already back in the combat. They have like a small concussion. They're trying to make it seem bigger than what it is.
Sounds like motherfuckers want a day off to me.
That's what it sounds. They got a week off.
Shit.
They got a week off, and I bet you their drill sergeants are looking at us like, "Huh? So you see this report? Brain trauma? All right, brain trauma.
We just gonna be cleaning toilets tonight. You know,
since y'all got some brain trauma, y'all can't be doing drills. Y'all can clean the fucking toilets."
That's funny.
Yeah, bro.
But not like 15 of them have already came back from their concussion protocol, whatever.
So it's probably like 1 or 2 they're being pussies about it, complaining.
It was about 34 of them that got injured. So they said about half of them came back. So
what branch was it? You know?
Huh?
What branch? Military? Was it Army?
Probably Army. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that if it was on a base, not a boat, so that was out the Navy and the Air Force. So yeah.
Either Marines or Army.
And the Marines probably would just, hey, we're here. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They use the Army like little soldier men sometimes.
Kind of like pawns in the game of chess.
The Navy SEAL are like the.
But yeah.
I don't know. Rooks.
Barely.
Yeah.
They got their own private army for that.
Yeah. Where there was like a black water.
There's like a lot of those out there.
Yeah.
They give them different names and this and that. But yeah, there's a lot of those armies for hire out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so happens,
mercs,
yeah,
mercenaries,
basically, yeah, it happens.
Looking Deadpool and shit, but not as cool. As far as I know.
Yeah, my favorite character that did that kind of shit was the bald guy from Hitman, Agent 47. Her name was 47.
Did you like the game or the movie?
The game. The first movie sucked ass. I think the second. Wait, one of them sucked ass. So there was 2 of them. It had 2 different actors. I saw one of them. Man, I'm gonna just say they both sucked. But the games were A1.
I never played that one. I played Splinter Cell.
I used to love the shit out of that. Yeah.
Tom Clancy, Splinter Cell on the original Xbox.
Yeah,
bro, that shit was in Jet. You remember Jet Set Radio?
Yeah, with the roller skates.
I think I had that one on Dreamcast.
On Dreamcast, yeah, that was only on Dreamcast.
But then they put it on the Xbox.
Oh, they did? Man, shit. Like, there's some things they kept on Dreamcast, like Crazy Taxi.
I think man, that was a classic fucking game. I had 1 and 2. I think they had it in the arcade though.
I love it.
Man, I gotta get another Dreamcast, bro. We talked about that one time where it was just me and him about the Dreamcast. That just came out too late or some shit.
Yeah, it came out too late.
After it was already the market was just saturated and shit.
It was already saturated with the Xbox and the PlayStation already came out.
And it was too behind all that shit, So it came out late, and the technology was behind what was already out. So it's like, fuck out of here.
The GameCube just came out,
but they fucked up.
Came out too late too.
Oh, the Wii U as well. The Wii U didn't do as good.
The Wii
was fucking fire.
It had a great idea, it just didn't have the fucking games to back it.
The Wii?
Yeah.
I mean, people play like those sports games and shit. Some people lost weight playing those games.
This is true.
Like tennis and shit?
Yeah.
Shit.
That little boxing game that was on there?
Yeah.
That shit was dope.
I had Mario Sports, bro. I wish I still had that. How we could play Mario Sports and shit.
What games were on there?
Like Mario Tennis,
baseball,
Mario Soccer.
Yeah, I used to love that Wii Tennis and that Wii Bowling.
But that shit was dope. I almost got a perfect game on that hoe.
That's one thing that'd be cool about virtual reality games. You know what I mean? But it'd be scary. Like it'd be too easy to watch porn. You just have to have like what's called self-control.
Yeah.
Pretty much. We're not animals anymore. We're civilized. Even if we're barbaric, we're still civilized. Even barbarians are civilized.
In their own way.
You had to pick one. Let's say someone said, I want you to pick what you want me to make this virtual reality game about. What would you make it about?
Oh man, you just made my heart beat a little bit.
You get one choice.
Holy shit.
Not sex.
No. I'm not going to hell for some fucking game that I made. Like, I get one chance to make an impact on life. Nah, bro, Oh, you're eating banana. Manner. Damn, I don't know. What would you do, Ron? Let me think a little bit. I know Minecraft would be fire virtual reality, and I think they already have it. But you can like build and.
They were pretty dope. I don't know, man. I mean, that's a hard one to really like. Mine would probably be sports games, I guess.
I was gonna say like ancient civilization type games. That'd be kind of cool.
Or time, almost like a time travel type of a game.
Mario
Really,
Bros.
what I would enjoy.
Mario Kart. Damn, can you imagine like?
I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Oh shit!
I might have a heart attack.
I know, right? We got. We'll be old and shit by the time it comes out playing it. Die.
Mine
That's
would,
the way he wanted to go.
I think that's what mine would be. I think not Mario.
But sports.
No, not the sports. I think mine would more be you
Ping
can travel
pong.
back in time.
Oh, time travel. Yeah, that's
Yeah, you
fucking
can go
dope.
to different time periods and not live it out, but
Do
see
little
what it was
experiments.
like.
and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Remember
yeah.
Shenmue 1 and 2 was on the Dreamcast, and you can like interact with everything. They're coming out with a part 3, but a game like that we can go through. I always wanted a GTA in Dallas. I feel like Dallas or like Texas, like Dallas, Houston, Austin. Be fucking dope.
That's
bro.
too long. That's too big.
Well, I mean, they would minimize it because Los Angeles. I mean, they make it like a video game version.
Yeah, but still, bro.
Add some of the hood, South Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, the San Andreas was fucking huge.
No, they can do it for Dallas, bro.
But that'd be quick. I think
Even
a lot
Grand
of
Theft Auto 4 was fucking big.
a lot of cities feel that way. I think about this.
Yeah,
shit, you know.
I guess that's true. We had a TV show though.
We did
Dallas, yeah.
and it was a bullshit ending. It
Dream.
turned out it was all a dream.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Yeah.
Hey, my virtual reality game would be this. You know, like basically it would take all the great battles in history that happened in every era, and you could watch from a distance.
Yeah, that's basically like the civilization thing.
Oh,
But that's fucking fire,
You
yeah.
be a historian in that game.
nice.
No, that's lame. But
Yeah,
you gotta get your bachelor's degree and
cool
study.
because
Nah, just kidding.
you be flying on the cloud.
No, back
Yeah.
back
So you
in
so
those
they want to
times-
fake you like an arrow flies by and shit. Like,
And you're seat and you're like you
the
know
bubble.
not bubble, but you're like stuff goes through you.
Right, because you're just it's
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
what's that shit called? Hologram. Holograms. I never really watched them, but I heard they look kind of real. That Project Bluebeam. You ever
They
heard of
all
that
do,
shit?
bro. The ODB. Remember a couple of these dead people they had on stage? Michael Jackson one, I think they had on. Like it worked. These fools look real.
That's it. There's a theory
Joe.
that Project Bluebeam, because they could project shit in the sky. So if there's ever like an alien invasion, it could just be like projection.
Damn. But people start shooting right away.
For sure. And I mean, they could use like satellite lasers or some shit. I saw a picture, bro. It looked like there was like a fire line coming from the sky in
Wow.
Australia. And I don't know if that shit was real or fake, but there's so much shit on the internet, bro. I wouldn't be surprised either way. If it was real, if it was fake. I don't know. But the Philippines, they had like a volcano that went off. I
Yeah,
think.
and the people they don't give a fuck. They're like, we ain't going nowhere. They're old school there. They're old school as fuck.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. I was listening to this to one of the podcasts, and I was like, yeah, because they know that there's another plane of reality. We go to another dimension when we die. It's not the end all be all.
I thought they were just like, like us, like, man, like we're like old, and I don't give a fuck. I ain't going
I'm
nowhere,
ready to
you know
go
what I'm saying?
anyway. Fuck it. Who knows, man? If you could travel anywhere right now, where would you go?
Like on a planet?
On our planet, yeah.
We're like, whoa, what the fuck, bro?
Like, I mean, like, I would go to, like...
Colorado. No questions asked.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I go there every time. Shit, I want to live there.
You should go to Hawaii. I think you would like Hawaii.
Why they got volcanoes over there?
Now it's all fucked up, right? Yeah, I heard the climate changed because of that volcano.
Yeah, I told you that on my podcast.
Yeah. Damn, that's... You got drilling in my head, bro. That's crazy.
Show B.
And then we learned that the poles are shifting too. So the next volcano is close to us that might blow at some point.
Oh, you
Are
talking about
yellow
yellow
stuff?
Yeah. It's possible, right?
Yeah.
When was the last time it blew up? Yeah.
Like,
Not
fucking
in our
thousands.
lifetime.
Right.
Yeah.
Like thousands and thousands.
You know,
Google
but
search.
you know, I read something about, you know, like, remember Mount St. Helens?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
The
Native
Mars one, right?
So the Native Americans apparently, you know, they grouped the volcanoes on this continent as a group of families, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they said that was just, you know, the granddaughter, you know, grandma is Yellowstone, you know, wait till she pops, you know what I'm saying? Like, holy crap.
Who's grandpa then?
So it says that the science... How overdue... This is a question that was one of the first questions. How overdue is the Yellowstone volcano?
You gonna let Google scare you?
Fucking they thug life. The scientists said we've heard many statements that Yellowstone is overdue, that it has a major eruption every 600,000 years on average. And since the last eruption was 631,000 years ago, well, you can see where this is going. Look at that. That's what it says where you can see where this is going. But that's from like express.co.uk. Who knows?
They said it erupts every 631,000 years. So what? They have evidence that
Yeah, who knows? How the fuck do they know
So
this?
you have evidence that
Guess.
erupted 631,000 years ago before that?
Right, exactly.
So.
And then 600,000 years ago before that.
I don't think so, guys. You see?
I think they're just trying to scare
This is
people,
how they
bro.
get you, bro. See
For
what I'm saying?
real.
When you start really putting stuff together, see, when you're able to see how they word stuff and think about, like, wait a minute, did they really?
You
Exactly.
see through the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, you know
You
what
see
I'm
the
saying?
shit behind the fucking big ass head and shit.
Yeah, man, it's like, yeah, they really do try to fuck with you in every way possible.
Like whenever they're doing the terrorist colors, today's a yellow, today's an orange,
Yeah.
today's a red. Oh my
Yeah,
god!
yeah.
They might blow you up
Yeah,
in
yeah.
your car or something.
Shit was insane, fam.
We were like, let's still gotta go to work.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I would have said. I was trying to. I was thinking in my head, right, 4 years ago when Trump got elected and everyone got all going on ham about it. I was like, at the end of the day, bro, we still got shit. We still got bills to pay, bro.
How much can it really affect us? Like, we still gotta handle our own.
And how has it affected you? Has anyone really been affected badly in the 4 years by Trump? Other than the fact that you emotionally got up in your feelings about it because you didn't like the fact that he won.
I don't know, bro. I haven't. I think some people
Let me ask
that
you-
voted for Trump
Yeah.
supposedly have been in the news and like, oh, I regretted voting for Trump for some reason, but I don't know.
Let me ask you, fam. You work at a school, right? You know, like if they switch the principal and y'all don't like him, what is everyone just gonna like stop working?
Nah.
Exactly, bro.
There's gonna be a couple of people that are like, I'm out of here, but the majority of people are gonna stay.
Yeah, because why? Because real life still has to go on, fam. You know what I'm saying? That's why Trump was just the biggest.
And you know, we know that the principal needs us more so than we even need the principal.
Exactly.
So at some point they're gonna have to, even if we don't like them, they're gonna have to there's gotta be some communication when it comes to something like that. Eventually they're gonna have to. I've been pretty lucky with the type of bosses I've had. Usually. I think it'd be kinda hard to be a boss. Would y'all be a manager anytime soon?
Nope.
It's like extra shit, right?
Extra responsibility for nothing, nah, bro. Like I said, I would only step up if I'm making the money for me. But at the end of the day, we make money for somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
So it's not worth it for me to bust my ass extra. You know what I'm saying?
That's what she said.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I get that right now the quote unquote the boss we have is shitty. You know what I'm saying? But we still gotta go to work, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And it's a trip, bro, because it's really whenever we had the Industrial Revolution and technology was advancing, like they have pictures like in the old newspapers and stuff where they say that soon we'll only have to work like 3 days a week because of technology and we'll be able to travel more. Americans will be more free and not have to work as much and everybody we have. That's not what happened. Now we have more hours. And they like went the whole other route. And I don't even know where I was going with that. But we gotta just appreciate, I mean, fuck it, the time that we do have off.
I think it's legit expanding on that. I think it's legit getting there right now. But now it is legit get to a point where a lot of these jobs are getting automated. You know, like as soon as they get these 18-wheelers automated, what they're trying to do, think about how many people be out of work. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, but the point or the ideal was like in the 50s and stuff. They were saying like, oh, where everybody's gonna be paid and stuff. But failed. Now it's like
that failed. That failed in the 50s. But now it's starting to look like, I mean, it's not that we're paid. It's just that they got tired of paying us, so now they're gonna automate everything. But what are you gonna do with the rest of us? You know what I'm saying? Right. You still need people to buy your shit that now you. Okay, like for example, McDonald's jacking about all these fast food restaurants. Let's say they fire every human being possible and everything is automated, right?
Who's gonna buy this shit?
You still need us, the citizens, to buy your shit. You know,
some people will, but I mean, because other people are gonna have jobs.
But everybody will. You know, everyone still needs to buy this food. You know what I'm saying? They still, you know, people still gotta go get their fast food, quote unquote, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, they're right now they're focusing on how can we cut costs. But once you cut all the costs possible, now you got to worry about you got to worry about your customers now. You know what I'm saying? Because they sure ain't worrying about it now. You know what I'm saying? Like the McDonald's ice cream machine's always freaking broken.
For real. I just watched a cartoon today about a dystopian future where it's like robots running the world. And the humans run their course, and once they run their course, they kill them and get rid of them.
We're getting closer and closer to that fucking future. You see how many robots are being invented, being, perfected.
We need to meet like a really smart dude who can make like a Donatello who can make like weapons and shit, like magnetic weapons.
Donatello does that?
He can make weapons. He's the dude who does machines. He's a smart one. Of the turtles.
What color is he? Is he in a purple?
Okay. But in the original comics, they're all red.
Really?
They didn't change colors until the cartoon.
That's interesting.
And then now, like in the current run of the series, they started off like the first few issues in all red until they find Raphael, and then they got the colors.
I see.
Yeah. Love those guys, man. My buds. Y'all are my buds too, but those are my turtle buds.
I was telling this fool, like, between all the pizza he eats and you eat and then they always having here, I'm like, I feel like we're freaking Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. And he's training too. Well, y'all train. I need to start training.
I see that weight right there. That's a big weight.
Yeah. And you touch his shoes, or you looking at his notes?
Nah, I'm trying to.
You can put that right here. I got to check him. Masuda.
That banana peel is gonna make it still extra.
I mean, I throw it away, you know what it is, man. Did you have anything, Romo? How you doing? You haven't really said much. You know
nah, man, I'm just chilling, bro.
Last time he went on a tangent on, not a tangent, but Johnson, right? Andrew Johnson, and impeachment. Did you learn about that too, or did he tell you about it?
He went
about putting the gun.
He came to me the next day and gave me the same damn lecture, pretty much.
Yeah, man, that shit was intense. We're still waiting the one that we're going through now with President Trump.
Just so y'all finished the Franklin course.
I did.
He did.
Where are you on now? You're on the Founding Fathers, right?
I'm on the Founding Fathers, and I'm also on another course about the great lessons from the great books, and it's like high literature, like Shakespeare, Plato, Goethe, these authors with names that are like,
Yeah. You said you were gonna do one about geology. Did you do that one?
Yeah, I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna start one.
Or geography? No.
Geology. Yeah. There's two of them, but I need to hop on it. I might. But it's like
you get the ones that catch your interest the most, right?
In a way, but it's also like when I start watching one, either my wife or homeboy will want to watch it with me. So usually I have to
You gotta wait.
I gotta wait.
What are you watching now, Romo?
I'm just gonna finish up the ones I'm watching right now.
Which one?
I got the Russian one. I gotta finish watching the history of Russia.
Damn.
The Romanov family.
Okay.
Basically from 1689 all the way to 1917.
So you're not in it when it's called the Rus, right? Like when the Danes.
I'm more of when the Romanov family took over the Rus.
Okay.
And took over that part of Russia and expanded it to what we see today.
And how they take over?
Conquer. Like any other country, they just fucking conquered it. They let the people, do what they want. Not worship who they want. Just.
Were they Christians?
Catholics.
Yeah. Same shit. Well, some people say it's different, but it's pretty much in the context of history.
It depends on which leader was leading, because Catherine the Great was a Catholic.
What were the other one, like Baptists or something?
Christians.
Who were their enemies? They fight like Muslims and stuff? Brown people? Were they white? Were they Aryans? No.
I would say so.
Yeah.
For the most part. They were just, I would say they were part Scandinavian, Celts.
My bad.
No, go ahead.
Y'all were saying that water came from somewhere when they flooded. My theory was what I thought was, because you know how they said when they were supposedly dinosaurs, right? There was everything was bigger. Mosquitoes were bigger. Mushrooms were like trees because there was a thick atmosphere of moisture, and then something happened where all that moisture fell, and that's when it just kept raining, and the atmosphere was thinner, and now shit doesn't grow the same way it grows.
That's a good theory too.
But maybe they caused all that. Maybe them going through an Aryan spaceship or whatever you were saying, or some kind of spaceship going through that atmosphere. Maybe it caused a chain reaction and made all that shit, or an implosion or explosion or something.
Pretty wild, man.
I saw something that said that Jupiter is the first planet it was the first created planet, I think.
I don't think so.
No, I don't know.
Of our solar system.
I
thought it was Saturn.
I think no.
Saturn was the first sun.
No.
No.
Well, yeah, in a way it was, and then but before that, Zeus ran everything, and Zeus was Jupiter. That's why we had 12 months, because Jupiter, we revolve around. It takes us 12 years to revolve around, to get around. You know what I'm saying? Whatever around the sun or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So basically, 12 months, 12 everything is because of Jupiter, and how back in the day, when the Greeks and Romans were around, that's what they used to. That's what they revered. They revered Zeus, Jupiter.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's bad. How much time we got on there, bro?
I don't know.
It's called a wrap.
Let's see. It is. Damn, it's been an hour.
Alright, it's called a wrap.
Yeah, let's play some chess.
Take me to the kitchen, hit the spoon.
Hey, so you want to call it? I had some GSC right here too.
Damn.
So anyway, whatever we call it, you'll see it. Shout out to everybody. Next week's my birthday, so hopefully we'll have a special little occasion going on.
Yeah.
Peace, love, and happiness.
Yeah. Peace.
Damn, bro. Yeah.